Hello, sunshine. Welcome to Be Visible with Veronica, the podcast where bold conversations and soul-aligned strategy help you awaken your most powerful self. I'm your host, Veronica Bond. Get ready to stop dimming your light, own your magic, and finally be so visible you can't be ignored. Let's get visible. Hello, sunshine. Welcome back to Be Visible with Veronica. Last week's episode with Andrea Alfaro gave you some amazing motivation tips on momentum, skipping that resolution, and moving forward, focusing on your health so you can enjoy your wealth as you're building success in your business. Some of you have been in your business for a while. You've done all the things. You've created the widget, you have the product, you have the service. And now you need to be the face and brand of what you've developed, what you're growing, and who you are. How many of you would love to learn from a global image expert? I know I would, which is why I've invited her here today to share some great tips with you and her entrepreneurial journey going into 2026 and how to step into this next level greatness with an incredible image and visibility. Dawn Stebbing, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you part of this January starting the new year episode because I think it's really powerful when we have so much intention behind our product and service and we're worried about, is it the website? Do I need the landing page? What's the CRM look like? What tools do I need? And I'm in my business now 2 to 3 years. I've laid that foundation. I'm showing success. I have proof of concept. But now I need to be more of the face of this space, and maybe I'm being invited to speak on my success or talk about that and show up more on Zoom and be interviewed and really creating this global image. But also, not every entrepreneur is an extrovert and they don't know how to use their voice or find their voice. What made you step into this space and become an expert in this field?
Oh my goodness. It's been, I have over 30 years of image management in my background.
Wow.
So if you had all that, I'm aging myself, by the way. However, when I started years ago doing hair, skincare, and makeup, actually I'm a former hairstylist.
Okay.
So I'm evolving. Every year I was evolving. I was going to open up my own salon. Never happened. I didn't have the passion for that. That led into another arena with skincare, hair, and makeup, and selling skincare products, and loved it, ran with that, built my empire, and then things fell apart. Ugh. And that's how I got into image consulting. And when the image consulting piece came to life, I loved helping women in beauty. Beauty is my background.
Okay.
And anything I can help women with is how to better them. I was also doing it for myself. So when I saw myself grow and how I learned from other people as I was learning from my clients, what was missing? You can look good on the outside all you want. You can put yourself together. And that's what I did. However, there was a missing piece of my puzzle. I didn't know what it was. I had to figure it out. When I finally figured it out, that's when I started noticing a change. And then I go, oh, aha, This has been a long time dream of mine to understand how women operate, how they tick, how they feel on the inside. Why can't they feel confident enough to go outside after you put them together, after you've done their hair and their makeup and they look good? They can't step into owning it.
Why do you think that is?
Because there's still something inside that doesn't feel right yet. They want it bad enough, but they're afraid of showing up. They have all the gifts that they were born with. They have their strengths. They know they're really good at what they do, but they're afraid to step out into the limelight.
Oh my gosh, I bet that resonates with so many. I know it does for me, which surprises women when I speak to them or people that I share that story with for myself is I was okay. There was two parts of my brain, one that wanted to be out in front and show people that I could do it and garner the kudos and success and all the accolades. And then this other part of me that wanted to quietly show up and be in that all-knowing space and not put myself out there for fear of getting judged, fear of getting hurt, fear of people talking about me, the mean girls in the back of the room doing their, and me seeing all of that and being very attuned to it and casting too big of a shadow, I once had somebody tell me, on everybody else around me. And so all of those stories make you feel small as I grew up. And then reinventing myself and finding a rhythm that made me step into the limelight and Be Visible with Veronica. I realized that if I wasn't giving myself permission to do it, then I wasn't giving others permission as well. And how do we do that together? And I love that part of your story because you went through hell and back to get to where you are and tell your story. But I love how you can pull it out of other women to see it in themselves. What's the magic in that?
I think it's creating that safe place for them to open up. I think once I found who I was, other people resonate with that and connect with me. I connect with them on a different level today versus 10 years ago.
Right.
I didn't have what I have today. Even though I thought I had it, I didn't have it because I wasn't stepping into it fully myself.
Wow.
And once I told, and you were there, once I told my story a month ago at the Empower and Elevate conference, that story resonated with a lot of people in the audience. I've never told that story on stage before.
I don't think I knew that.
No.
There was 200 women in that room.
There was. But I knew a year ago I was going to be on this stage. So through this year, I had a different story I was going to tell.
Really?
Until one day I was just sitting on my couch and I was looking out the window and you know how you just sit there and just all of a sudden it downloads on you. It's like, oh my gosh.
It does download on you, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. Totally. And that was the story. I go, oh my gosh, this is not the story I'm supposed to tell. I need to tell this story.
Oh, wow.
And it is exactly what you said. All of the, secrets behind your back and what people think of you. And I've had a lot of mean people in my life and backstabbing and call me names. And so many, many, many things happened that probably held me back from telling this story. And people that don't know you. And till I felt that it was time. Because when I show up put together. I show up always put together from head to toe, whether I have jeans on, sweats on, whatever, I'm always put together. And everybody saw me like that. And I would hear this behind this, like, you're always so perfect and you don't have a hair out of place and you always look so good. And I thought, it's about time they hear the story about where I really came from. Where did I come from? Because that's what resonated from them. But I also came from my background is you don't talk about what goes on in the back.
Oh,
nobody talks about themselves. You don't talk about your dirty secrets from at home. You just keep your hush hush.
Air your dirty laundry.
Exactly.
You don't expose the skeleton in the closet.
Exactly. So and I didn't have role models that did this for me. So I had to figure it out. It took me a long time to get to where I am today. In my goal and my mission, I should say, is to help others get there faster than I did.
I love this. So I know when women work with you, you help them unwind their wardrobe and throw the things out, but also it's all part of this voice and confidence piece. Because in the business that you've created, in this expert space, it's more than beauty and style, because every woman looks in the mirror differently.
Right.
And you help them really see who they are. And because you help them really see who they are, that confidence comes out and the clothing they wear changes. Yes. And their style shifts and that beautiful embodiment of being a woman just really comes through. And how are you able to do that for others? So you have a story that resonates and they trust you, but now you're working with this brand new, or maybe this entrepreneur 3 to 5 years in, and they're being told they need to go next level, and in order to do that they have to be more the face of their company.
Right.
And yet they've been in the potato chip clip hair up, you know, working in the warehouse or working behind the scenes if they have that kind of a company, or recreating and creating and recreating and creating. And now, like me, I was told now it's time to be Veronica Bond.
Right.
Not transform my social media, not executive managing director for eWomen Network. Yes, do all those things, be those things, but don't be the title.
Right.
Be you.
Right.
So what kind of process, as a woman is sitting here listening to this conversation, she needs an idea or a tip, a process, a thought of how to step into Dawn's world and feel like she really own her story, her background. What do you do? How do you get them to trust you in that space? And then I've seen these transformations you've done. And so share with the audience that's listening and watching what that process is.
Right. Well, first of all, you have to be clear on your 3 to 5 words. What are those 3 to 5 words that you want to be known for? How do you want people to see you, and what do you want them to say about you when you're not in the room? So in other words, if I was in a room with somebody that was talking about you and we were, having this conversation, what would you want me to say about you? Well, Veronica's fun. She's approachable. She's really got a gift to bring people together. Those are words that I pick out of my clients, and we whittle these down. We'll come up with 20, 25 words, and we get it whittled down to 3 to 5 words.
Ooh, this is a cool process.
Totally. And it has to resonate with you to the point that it gives you goosebumps. Like, oh my God, this feels really good. And I have a process when I do that. My process.
You don't have to share it. It's IP. We're going to protect it. You can find how to connect with Dawn after.
Yes. And then I go, that is the anchor. The anchor is those 3 to 5 words to take you into, bringing you into what colors look great on you. Because I believe in color, by the way. When you wear color, you're and it shows up better. You smile, it resonates with your hair, your eyes, your face, your lips, your skin color, all of that. It brings out the light in you. Wearing black all the time kind of hides you.
Okay, you guys listen to that. How many outfits that you have in your closet right now that are black? And how many you need to reduce to put some color in your closet.
Right. And it's not to get rid of your black, but how do you add color in with that?
Yes.
I want to make sure.
Hat, scarf.
Right.
Would you consider color makeup?
Yes, lip color, cheek color, eye color, your earrings, your jewelry, accessorizing. And then when we do get to your closet, see, this is a process before we get to your closet.
And I love this about how you create that global image and then the confidence in the voice, because somebody helps people. Don't misunderstand. The people that you see on stages, the people that you see, even here, we bring in a makeup artist to help them. Tomorrow is amazing. And she brings all of the right beautiful parts of our smile and our eyes out to help in that resonance feel great. And so many entrepreneurs that I've had on this podcast aren't used to that. And they feel, it just levels up how they feel in our conversation.
And it makes that conversation go a lot easier.
Right.
Because you feel better about yourself. And you don't feel like, oh, I wish I would have. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have. I don't want the wish I would haves in your conversation. I want you to say, gosh, I looked great. And wow, I love this podcast. I want to show it to everybody. I want that to happen for my clients. And when so the voice piece, how the voice piece comes out of this is, I'll share this story. I share this story a lot because this is such a big story about a woman walking through my door, and she blended in with the woodwork. From head to toe, her hair, her skin, her clothes she wore, down to her shoes. And she came in and she was very meek and mild, and she was very quiet. I could barely hear her when she talked. We were working together and doing things, and she said something, and it caught me, and I go, "What did you just say?" And she goes, "Well, I used to sing." I go, "You did? What do you mean you used to sing?" She goes, "I used to sing." I said, "Well, why don't you sing anymore?" And she said, "Because my ex-husband told me to shut up. He didn't want to hear my voice."
Wow.
And I thought right then and there, that's exactly what happened that shut her down. So I'm here encouraging her to use her voice from her diaphragm up, because everything was caught in her throat. And that's where it stayed. And it didn't go any farther. It didn't come from any air down from her belly up or anything. So I told her, I said, when she left my home, I says, "Now I want you to get in your car. I want you to crank that radio. And I want you to put that ex-husband in the back seat." I said, "Better yet, stick him in the trunk and throw that key away. And you start singing and bellow it out as loud as you possibly can. Sing in the shower, sing in your garden, take that boombox out to your garden." I'm raging myself again, boombox. However, that's what we had.
Yeah.
And, just sing. And the next time I saw her was on a Zoom call. She was beaming from ear to ear.
No.
And smiling. I go, "I don't even recognize you." Because, and I was in awe. I was in awe. And she's wearing the colors and the clothes, and her hair is done, her makeup's done. She looks like, like top a 10.
So what I'm hearing you say is the key to our brilliance and how we show up. Sometimes we swallow it. It gets lost as we're growing up, or we're going through life. Life is lifing.
Yes.
And I think some would call it the devil, the adversary. Like, it's just that negative part of life is just sitting there waiting for us to fail, or wanting us to fail and pulling us down, and not allowing us to cast this beautiful light on the planet and to impact. And Dawn, you have found a key.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you found a way to open that piece of that woman back up that lets her remember who she came here to be.
Yeah. I tell that story a lot because there are many women out there that have been shut down. We've been shut down for a long time, women in general. And until we start stepping up for ourselves and owning who we are inside, who our strengths, our gifts. And here's one tip is, if us women could start appreciating each other, we'd have more women out there owning their voices instead of being shut down all the time. We have to stop picking on each other. We need to own that we're all here on this earth for a reason, and we all have a gift to give to the world.
Like the light within.
Yes, right.
You know what I would love everybody to practice this year is every day extend a compliment to another woman they come across. Just every day, a smile and a compliment, and have it be very genuine and authentic. But truly, no matter what woman you're meeting, you don't even have to know them. Extend a compliment. Say, just thank you for XYZ, or I appreciate you. Thank you. And practice the gift of giving that compliment so that the world can be receiving it more. Can you imagine that ripple effect could be lifetimes? One little thing we do, what do they call that? The butterfly effect, that movie where the wings of a butterfly flutter and it takes you through how it affects the world and the environment and the wind and the weather and all these things. But wouldn't that be amazing if every day you started the day, not just in gratitude, but knowing today I'm going to make somebody feel better for knowing me, even if they don't know my name.
Exactly. Yes, and even to the little girls out there.
Yes. Oh, please lift those little girls up.
Those little girls are always watching. They're always watching us. In fact, I had one, and I was at a restaurant the other day, and this little girl she just turned her head, and she looked at me, and she had this angry look on her face, and I smiled at her, and she's just the cutest little thing. She had these round cheeks and everything, and she smiled back. And she wouldn't stop staring at me. She kept going, turning her head, then stare back and turn her head and stare. And for a moment there, I thought she wasn't happy. She just wanted somebody to acknowledge her.
And to see her.
And to see her.
And
yes.
so much of why I started Be Visible with Veronica was to create a platform for women to share their story
yes.
and to be seen, and let me be able to look in their eyes in studio like this, and not through a Zoom lens.
True. Yes.
Just sit here in person and have a conversation and be able to look at you, Dawn, and look at my guests and really see them and let them share their story. But I love that you've not only found the key to open up your light.
Yeah.
I mean, you gave permission to your client to open up hers.
Yes. There's many more stories, but that one is probably the most profound that I tell a lot, because I see it a lot. I see women a lot that go through life. We're carrying so much on our shoulders, and we don't take care of ourselves. And that's the biggest thing, is taking care of yourself first. The other piece to this is, you can put clothes on. I can put clothes on anyone's body, and I can make you look hot and make you look beautiful. However, if you can't walk out that door and step into that full confident person you are, there's a disconnect. I connect those dots. I make sure you're connecting all those dots before you walk out that door in the morning to step into owning who you are. Because if you're putting a puzzle together, if there's one piece missing, that puzzle is never going to be a puzzle until it's complete. So you don't want any missing pieces, whether it's your voice, your colors, your style, your fit, your closet, your just you in general. If there's something
your
missing, your house, everything,
your car you drive, like everything begins to speak for you before, and then the energy of how you're feeling, I think that begins to resonate even in inanimate objects.
Yes.
I mean, the magnetism that happens in that space when your light is shining and you feel good. And I love what you said about health, because last week's episode we talked about being in health.
Yes.
And taking those moments, that very intentional movements to help in that space. And it's not about being a size 0 and wishing you were 5'10".
Right.
It is really about who you are in your body. How's it feeling? How's it moving? And are you, like, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to, because I think this will resonate. I looked at myself in the mirror a week ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, wow, I look really good for 59. Like, seriously, I'm like, look at my body. Oh my God. And I was owning it, and I was looking at myself in the mirror, not for any other reason, but just to like really see me.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's how I want to start this next year. I want, with this powerful horse, this fire horse, because it's also, my birthday, it's the fire horse year, and I'm born in it. So there's so much going on with me right now that is resonating in what you're sharing. But how many women in my client journey in the very beginning, one of the things we did was mirror work.
Yeah. Because
really, yes, you have a great product or you have a great service, but how are you selling it? Yeah. How's it coming across? And often it was, if you couldn't look in the mirror and tell your story and share your 1 minute, or convince yourself by looking in the mirror that you are impacting the world, then who's going to listen to you? You have to feel it and own it and believe it first.
There's a process when you do that, and I've went through this process myself, because we do beat ourselves up a lot, especially when we look in the mirror. You might look in the mirror and the first thing in the morning, you go, gosh, you look like hell, or something like that.
What happened the night before?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, how, was it one bottle of wine, or was it too much food? I don't know. Yes, danced all night.
But we all do that. I don't do it anymore. And I know why I don't do it is because I've done this practice for a long time. I've stuck affirmations on my mirror that I am beautiful, I am worthy, whatever my affirmation was, I stuck it on my mirror until I got clear enough that I didn't need them on my mirror anymore.
Wow.
So I walk by my mirror. I don't look in the mirror and say, oh, you're ugly. I may look in the mirror going, I need to wash my face, or brush my teeth,
Just
and
a
comb my
normal
hair.
day, yeah.
I don't look at myself as an ugly person anymore because that ugliness left me. And it was not that it was ugly on the outside, it was ugly in the inside. I didn't feel good about who I was on the inside. And if you're not feeling good of who you are on the inside, you need to do that inside work first.
Why do you think men don't go through this? Because even we'll get on Zoom, I'll get on Zoom with clients, or I'll get on a video call, or we'll be in a group, and almost never fails. And my clients know we don't do this anymore. But how many times it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, or I'm rushed in here, or my hair. Like you make excuses for how you show up on a video. Oh, sorry, I'm a mess today, and literally that's out of the vocabulary. We don't do it anymore. But it is interesting. I've never gotten on a Zoom call ever. And I mean, Zoom only became super popular the last 6 years-ish, 7.
Right.
But I've never walked into a room or anything and heard a guy go, oh, like, I have bedhead today, or I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to take my shower, or, oh, I forgot my skin cream, or, oh my God, my eyes have bags, but I'm going to stand in front of the boardroom and do a presentation. Like, never. I've never heard a dude come in and go, I look like hell, but here I am.
Boys aren't brought up that way.
What is
Boys
that?
are not. They have to have that macho little...
And yet, if you look at the animal world, all the animals that are male are freaking beautiful, and the women are the women are the brown fur, or the toned down version, and it's the guys that are all, but human beings, it's the women that peacock, like a little bit, like we are taught you have to add all these things to show up or be different or win the guy or win the promotion, and I just, to hell with that, man. Like, let's own who we are now and find the key that unlocks that beautiful brilliance and light inside of you. And I love that that's your mission on this planet.
Yeah, a lot, like I said earlier, a lot of women think there's something wrong. They can't pinpoint it. And just by talking to them, I can pinpoint it right away. I cannot tell them what it is until they decide that they know what it is, and then I have ways of bringing it out of them to figure it out. But it's usually more than just the outside appearance. Yeah. And I got into the beauty industry and helping people look good on the outside. But when I really figured it out, if you don't feel good on the inside, there's that missing piece. And that's what I like to get to the core of, is that little missing piece inside there, and why it takes so long for you to be seen, heard, and valued. And I think this is the biggest part, is we are not sharing our value. And I want women to share their value in a way that it shines in the world. And this quiet little meek woman comes and blooms like a flower and shines up in a colorful flower. Wow. Just think of that. I mean, we are, and we're doing it different. We're doing it different than men are doing it. We are ruling the world the way women want to rule the world, in our way, not the way it should be by how men dictated to us for years. Right. It's more about how do we want to be.
And it's okay if we want to wear the beautiful, be a fashionista, and it's okay if we want to wear the comfy clothes and put our hair, but because even my husband say, all you really need is lashes, Veronica. Throw your hair up in a pony and let's go. Like, you don't need all the stuff on you. Sure. You don't understand. You are just beauty personified, because that's who you are. It's how you show up. And for some reason, it took me so long to understand that and believe it.
That's true.
It took so long to believe it. And I get to sit in this chair and interview women and watch them step into this brilliant, beautiful place of who they are and the world that they're impacting. And I mean, just impacting one woman. Right. Like for me, if I just impacted one woman in a story that was shared or an idea that was given to them, an entrepreneur that was going to make a difference in the world, and then what that looked like from a generational space, what that legacy is.
Yes.
What that beautiful compliment did for somebody, just that pebble in the water, you know. What is that quote? You're not a droplet in the ocean is a droplet in you, something like that. There's a quote, somebody put it in the comments because I don't even know, is it a Rumi quote? But it just really resonates in today's world, especially with all the socials and the apps and the filters and AI. You don't know what's real and what's not, and sometimes. And being able to really put yourself in a space of, this is me, this is real. I mean, when I put on an Instagram filter, because I haven't had the lashes and the lips on, and my daughter will send me a text message and go, Mom, seriously? Take that off. And I'm like meekly going, okay, I'll just be me right now and not show up with all that on.
Right.
But the world around us tells us we need to.
Mm-hmm. They all do. And I fought it myself, and I still fight it a lot. Like, air your dirty laundry. I'm not going to get up in the morning and out of bed with my hair in array and my bathrobe and put up my phone to my face and clip a picture. That is just not who I am.
But that's not your authentic self, so that's okay for you.
Right. That's not who I am, and that's not what I choose to do, and I didn't come from that world.
And that's okay.
Kids nowadays come from that world. That's great. That's authentic to them. That's who they are. That's great. I just, that's my choice. And everybody is to each his own, by the way, in whatever you choose to do to be seen, heard, and valued is great. Right. That doesn't bother me.
But it has to be truthful and real and authentic, yes?
Totally.
Yes.
Totally. Because if it isn't authentic, it's not going to resonate. So many, many years ago, Mary Kay Ash used to say, fake it until you make it. Well, no more.
Okay.
Fake it until you become it.
Oh.
And then the other thing is you can only fake it so long until somebody sees right through you. So what would you rather have them? Look at you in raw or look at you faking it? Because it catches up to you. And you lose jobs, you lose friends, you lose relationships, you lose all kinds of things in your life. Titles, cars, teams, all these things.
Yeah.
The stuff that really never really mattered, because really what matters is your connections, your community, your communication, your company. All of those things matter more than stuff. So
Your word
and your worth. So what do you want? Do you want people to know who you are as a real person? Ugly or good? Doesn't matter. Because that ugliness eventually fades away.
Yeah.
It'll fade away.
Okay.
It'll fade away. That ugly person inside that you didn't like before will fade away. And
it's just a story you're telling yourself, right?
Totally a story, but it's probably the life you've lived that really made you feel that way.
And we know a lot of women have lived hard lives.
Yes, hard lives.
I just want to honor that too.
Yes,
because not everybody grew up.
No,
having.
In fact, I don't know
anybody. I don't know any woman that hasn't had a story about something dreadful or hard happening to them that caused them to get quiet and silent.
Very quiet, and I still, you can hear stories. I was watching a Hallmark movie last night before I went to bed, and it was a Christmas movie. I've seen it before. But the gal in the movie went home to see her family, and because her father had asked her to come home, and there was some really hard animosity going on there that she didn't want to be there. And it came out that her dad really wanted to see her, didn't know how to do it, didn't know how to go about getting her home, so he kind of tricked her into it. It came out in the long run, but...
Because it's a Hallmark movie.
It's a Hallmark movie. It ended up with a happy ending. But again, she was hurt for 10 years and didn't see her family for 10 years. So there was a lot of pain going on.
And I love how you work through that with some women. I mean, not as a psychologist.
No, and I'm not.
And not as a therapist, but as a woman who's lived a life that helped you find the key.
Yeah.
And a solution for you to make this great, beautiful impact. And now you're helping other women do the same. And if somebody is listening, or when somebody is listening, or as our audience is listening, they want to connect with you, Dawn, how do they find you? What's the best way to follow you or send you a message, or maybe want to work with you? How do they do that?
Everything is under my name. So it's Dawn at dawnstebbing.com is my email.
And it's STEBB.
BB as in boy.
ING.
ING.
And we'll put that in the show notes too. Yeah. So one last thought as we're moving into this new year, and women are listening, and even men are listening, because you guys make a big difference on how your women show up. So think about that too. What would you have them take some of the words that they've maybe deciphered, and that maybe they don't know what their 5 are, so maybe it's just one thought. And I think phrases are better than like, oh, the word of the year and everything you do is about the word of the year, which it could be. But would you have them start by doing what with that word?
I would have them pick a word, maybe 2, maybe 3. It just...
Or a phrase.
Or a phrase
of
some sort of how do you want to show up better this year? How do you want to become more visible this year in your life? And it could be, I'll just give you a couple, for instance. Like, I want to become more approachable. Or I would love to be have more fun in my life. Or I'd love to, I'd love to meet new women. And be around strong women so I can be stronger in myself. Pick something. Just sit, pick a word, pick something, make a phrase out of it. What would you do with that, and do more of it?
Nice.
And don't sit on the couch and go, I wish I would have, wish I could have, because that wishing will never get you anywhere. And I don't want to die in a rocking chair or sit in a rocking chair one day and die saying, I wish I would have, wish I could have. I want to do it now. Leave a legacy. Leave a legacy for you, for your family, and for your life.
And that just gives permission for other women to step up and do the same. It really does. So think about that when you're sitting on the couch and you're thinking about this story, and you're thinking about Dawn and how she has the key, and she found the key, and it's out there. Everybody has it. We were born with it, right?
Yes, we were.
Well, on that note, Dawn, thank you for sharing and being here on Be Visible with Veronica. And I wanted to give you my little curated box here full of lots of good sunshine. So you remember that you are a bright light in this world, and you radiate sunshine, and you just glorify your path and bring so much grace to everybody who sits with you and has the opportunity to know you. So thank you for being on our show.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Well, there you have it, our January episode, and I'm so excited that you joined us today. Please stay tuned next week to Be Visible with Veronica, and don't forget to subscribe and share and comment. And if you're wondering how you're showing up in the world in 2026, go to visibilityquiz.com and find out what other people are thinking about you and how you truly show up today and make a change. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to Be Visible with Veronica. If today's episode sparked something in you, share it, tag me, and pass it on. Your presence has power, and the world is better when you let it be seen. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and keep showing up as the unstoppable force you were born to be. I'll see you next time.